guys, it's Lilo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Today we're going back to Reddit. Reddit confession time, let's go. Opie says, I deleted OnlyFans after years of bad financial decisions. Right. I'm admittedly a porn addict. I don't watch porn every day, but usually 4 to 5 times a week. I've been subscribed to about a dozen girls, most of them free, and only 2 I was actively paying for. At first, I would only check OnlyFans like once a week at most, but then I found they have an app. Oh, that's when they get you. When it's easy to just access. Bro was probably just scrolling. That's so sick, using OnlyFans like Instagram. Next thing I know, I'm checking my messages every day. In my mind, it was definitely an upgrade being able to sex with women rather than just Pornhub. Fast forward to tonight, I was sexting with my usual girl when I realized I had already racked up $300 just for lewds. In my post-nut clarity, I finally went through all of my subscriptions and unsubscribed from all of them and deleted the app. I'm ashamed and embarrassed I let it get to this point, which is why I don't feel like I could tell any family or friends. I'm also too embarrassed to call my bank in the morning to dispute the charges. I do feel like I broke free from the shackles. Maybe this is a step in the right direction. Well, I will say calling your bank would be like fraud. Like in the vicinity of fraud, because you did in fact pay for those things, so like that's a little bit different rather than being scammed. But also yeah, it just seems like you are in a step to the right direction. Also, I feel like it's hard to talk to people when you feel like ashamed about things, but I feel like when you have someone that you're super comfortable with, it will be easy to talk to them. And I feel like that's why everyone needs someone that they're everyone needs one person that they're at least 100% comfortable talking to, because then stuff like this would be way easier. Because I have friends that I tell everything. Like I can tell them, I can take a picture of my poop and show them the color. Like that's how like TMI it gets, you know. But it's like that comfortability. If I like committed a murder, they might be the first person I go to, you know. You probably shouldn't tell people that you murdered somebody, but like if you needed to, you know, I just feel like you need to have at least one person where you can do that. And so I feel like in this situation that would have been good, because then like you'll just have someone to talk to. And that's why I always recommend therapy, because even though like therapy can be weird and awkward, like I am so awkward, I'm an awkward person in general, so in therapy when I'm coming to talk to a stranger about my personal life, I'm the most awkward person ever. Like I noticed that like when I was talking to my therapist, I would like look around while I'm talking. Like I wouldn't be able to look her in the eyes, and like I had a hard time talking about stuff, but eventually like you get used to it and stuff. But I feel like this is something you could talk about in therapy, and that's why I always like, I'm like, when I say it, I have it in a joking tone, but I'm so serious when I say like try to get therapy. I know it costs a lot, but it's very helpful. But if you can just talk to one person about like at least one thing that you're struggling with, then it would be helpful. But it seems like OP is going in the right direction. It is so funny when like you finally bust your nut and you're just like, maybe I shouldn't be in this situation that I'm in right now, you know. So I mean, good for you, but like that's kind of funny. I didn't know OnlyFans had an app. That is hilarious. I don't know. People have interesting lives, you know. Like this isn't something that like you hear about every day. Like, oh yeah, I spent $1,000 this month on OnlyFans. Like what? That's wild. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know how bro was doing it, but it's people that be doing that stuff. Like they got pay pigs. I tried to get me a pay pig one time. It didn't work out, but they got people who just be blowing money, which like if that's how you want to spend your money, then go right ahead. Like as long as you're enjoying it. But like if you're in the shackles and like you're financially ruining yourself, then like it's not really a good idea, you know. Like I don't know. Even if you're getting off to like, there's some people that like are pay pigs because like they get off to being financially ruined, and like as great as it is for you, once you bust your nut, you have $0 in your bank account. So like, is that really how you want to live your life, going to work just to spit it on somebody else? can you even pay your rent? Like, we gotta think about these things. You do have to have the bare minimum amount of money before you just go start spending on everything else. If you just make enough money and put it to the side for your rent and your groceries, and you just want to blow the rest off, good on you, you know. But you do need somewhere to live, and you do need something to eat. And every now and then you need to buy a new tube of toothpaste and a deodorant. And that's what they got Dollar Tree for. I don't know why they trying to keep racking the price up by 25 cents. Because if Dollar Tree turns into $2 Tree, I might have to see the CEO and pull a Luigi. I'm not gonna lie. Joke. I'm going to confess that I bought a bra as a man. I've got a bit of a confession. For a while, I've been thinking about buying a bra, but I kept putting it off. I was nervous about how I would feel and what people might think. It honestly took a lot to even consider going into a store, but I finally did it. I went and bought one, and I'm really glad I did. It felt like a small step, but also a big one for me personally. Period. As you should. I don't know why. I mean, obviously, like, as a girly with huge boobs, if you're gonna go buying a bra, you need to buy the bra in your proper size, because we already don't have bras that fit us. But I just feel like, even though bras are meant for breasts, men have breasts too. So like, I just feel like, why can't they buy bras either if they need a little push up, you know? Like, if they want their boobs to just sit up nice, like, I just feel like, go ahead, get you a little A-cup push-up bra and call it a day. Like, I don't see anything wrong with this. He's trying something out that he's wanted to do for a while. Like, this is a big step in, like, just finding who you are. I just feel like sometimes, even if it's small things like switching your deodorant scent, like some people are scared to even do that. Oh my gosh, I used to use like Manly Axe and I want to try vanilla. Like, you know, like, that's something that's so small and like people don't really think about, but like, to some people, small things are a really big step. And I feel like this is something like that, where it's like a really big step. I don't know what like life things are happening for them, but they wanted to buy a bra, so they went and bought a bra. Like, good for you, good job. Like, genuinely, like, go ahead, you do that. I just feel like more people should do the things that they want to do, as long as it's like morally right. And obviously everyone's morals are different, but like, as long as, okay, I'll say this, as long as you're obeying the law, because even some people's morals be, yeah. So as long as you're not like, as long as you're obeying the law, then like, I just feel like you should be able to do whatever you want, you know? And I feel like everyone should be able to do what they want, as long as it pleases them, you know? And as long as you're not hurting anybody else. That's what it is. That's my moral. As long as I'm not hurting anyone else or hurting myself, then I should be able to do what I want, you know? And I just feel like that for everything. Like, if you want to go buy a bra and you don't need one, but you just want to wear one, go ahead. Like, you know, I don't know. Selling my pictures. How did you do this? Like, what do you mean by this though? I am 19 and I made $2,000+ selling my pictures. Like, what does this mean? Pictures of what? Like, just selfies? Let's read the story. I'm confused. I am a 19-year-old female and I was getting lots of DMs on Reddit asking me to send them pictures in exchange for hundreds of dollars. Recently, I decided to finally do it and I was in need of some money. I'm not really proud about doing it, but I'm happy about the money I am making doing it. It's been not even 1 week and I made more than $2,000 by just selling pictures of myself. Like nudes? Like, I'm confused. No, like, I'm genuinely confused. I need her to go deeper into explanation. Like, is she selling nudes or like just like selfies? She taking OOTD pictures and selling them? She's selling feet pics? Like, I'm confused. Bikini pics, ass pics, boob job, like, what are we selling? Now finally I've stopped asking for money from my parents, and if this thing goes on like this, then in some time I can actually rent a place on my own. I don't intend to do this very long, and I'll actually quit it once I save enough money to stay on my own for a few months. Doing this wasn't my first choice, and I'm not very happy about doing this, but I'm happy about the money I'm making, and now I can finally have a peaceful life on my own, since living with my parents and asking money from them was affecting my mental health a lot, and I had no freedom, and they controlled everything from what I study to where I go and everything else. But now I think I might be able to move out very soon once I have enough money, and I'm very happy about it. Oh, okay, well, good for you. I feel like it's kind of like a negative thing because OP like doesn't enjoy doing it. Like, you shouldn't force yourself to do something you don't enjoy for the sake of anything, not even money. But I understand it, like the feeling of feeling suffocated and that pressure of like, okay, I'm broke, so people can just hold their money over me. And then also they're young, so like if their parents are paying for school and all that extra stuff, then like they get to decide what you study and stuff. Like, this is why a lot of children lie to their parents, because they feel controlled. As a parent, you should not be controlling your child. You should be teaching them how to live and how to be a good person, how to live in society, but you should not be controlling their life and dictating what they do and what they don't do. Because when they feel that pressure, or when they feel controlled and they feel like they can't do things that they like or things that they enjoy, or like they feel like they can't try new things because you want them to go down a certain path, that's when kids start to lie. That's when they start to act out. That's when they start to get into things that they shouldn't, because they feel smothered. They feel like they can't trust you as a parent, because you've created this net of, I'm the parent, so what I say goes. You don't have any say. Your life is in my hands. When in reality, it's their life. But if they move out and they leave, then it's gonna be their life, you know? So I feel like raising your kids properly, as to where like you're raising them as in, this is your story, this is your, I feel like a lot of parents live through their kids and they kind of get a little jealous because their kids get things that they didn't have, or like they feel like because they have given their kids a good life, then their kids deserve to do whatever they say, which is not true. As a parent, your minimum responsibility as a parent is to make sure your child is safe, has a place to live, eats, and is clothed, goes to school, because that's important too. Like, there's so many bare minimum things you have to do as a parent. It's not, oh, I'm doing this, like if I wasn't doing this then blah blah blah. Like you shouldn't be holding that over your child. You decided to have the child. That your child did not agree to be born. So if you're bringing another life onto the earth, then you should be giving your child the best, and you shouldn't be trying to control them and like control their lives, you know? Like, that's weird. Anyways, back to OP. Like, I feel like that's probably what's happening in her life, is that she feels controlled, and she's probably always felt controlled, or she's always felt like she has to appease to her parents. And so that's why this is kind of like a form of acting out, even though she doesn't feel good about it. She's like, oh, if I keep doing this, then I can make enough money and live on my own, so I can get out of this toxic environment where I feel like I can't live for myself, where I am only alive to appease to somebody else. And I feel like that's like a terrible state to be in. And so like, I hope OP like is able to get the money to move out. I'm going to assume that OP is talking about selling nudes, but there are people who be buying selfies, so I'm like, I don't know, we weren't very specific, but that's what it seems like. But yeah, I don't know, I hope OP gets out of that toxic environment, because it seems like where they live is really toxic, and I hope that they don't have to keep selling pictures of themselves too long, because they don't enjoy it, and hopefully they can find something else to do or like market, because you can't just like stop and like be okay. Like, you gotta find another job, you know. And the job market right now is terrible, so just to find something else that's gonna give her income that she doesn't feel shitty about, you know. Because I mean, if you don't want to be I don't think it's called, okay, there's a lot of discussion about if selling nudes is considered porn. I don't think it's considered porn. It's erotica. But porn is like the actual act of having sex or intercourse or, you know, doing those things. But when you're just taking pictures of yourself, that's just a picture. That's not what porn is, and I need people to understand that. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of sex workers and erotica workers get a lot of shit because people feel like they have higher moral standards, but they don't. I don't know, just people are weird, people are judgmental, and in a situation like this where like she feels like she can't do anything else, people are so quick to judge you instead of helping you. Okay, if you feel some type of way about her selling nudes, then maybe you should help her get her own job where she can make a lot of money so that she can move out and not be in that controlling toxic household with her parents. Like, you know, like people are so quick to judge you about things rather than helping you. And it's because they don't really care. People who judge you, they don't care. They don't actually care about you. They're judging you because what you're doing doesn't align with their life. And that has nothing to do with you. Your life has nothing to do with theirs. So you keep doing what you want to do. If it's your path, if it's your journey, if you believe that that's what you need to be doing, then do it. Because at the end of the day, it is your life. And no matter how much somebody else is threatening you or trying to control you, you're gonna get out of that eventually, and you will have to start living for yourself. And it can be hard. It can be, because I just started. I graduated college and I was like, wow, I can finally live for myself now. I literally only went to college because my parents wanted me to get a degree. That's it. And now I'm finally doing something that I am passionate about. And it's hard. Like, I'm broke. I don't have no money, but I'm happy. And I feel like a lot of people need to be doing things that make them happy. Obviously, OP is not really happy, but they're not happy about how they're making money, but they're happy that they're making money. And I can see that uneasiness where it's like, okay, I'm making money. What I'm doing is not really that great, but I don't know. I might have to buy a house soon. I don't know. But hopefully OP can find something to trade out selling pictures of themselves. Okay, guys, this is gonna be the last one, but this is a story. I don't know what we're about to read, okay? But the title sounded juicy. It says, my college professor confessed to me and 5 other girls. How old is your professor? I'm sorry. What? What are we talking about? Confess to you and 5 other people? It's different if it's just one person, but he rounding up somebody from every one of his classes. What's happening? Okay, I was 24 when this happened to me, and 2 years later found out he had done this to other classmates of mine. I was taking a digital art course which only had about 3 professors teaching. He was one of the main digital painting instructors. One year, a male classmate of mine was starting to become friendly towards me, and I admit I started getting butterflies in my stomach. This professor liked to joke around with his students a lot and would also help out prolonged pranks as well. So I decided to include him on a joke with this classmate of mine. That same night, the professor calls me drunk at 9 or 10 at night. For context, he gave us his personal number for any quick questions or just sharing interests that are outside of class, but still attached to art. I had texted him the joke I wanted him to say to the classmate earlier that day. That's normal. A lot of professors give out their personal number because they be like, I'm busy, I'm not checking my emails, here's my number. I've had a lot of professors do that. Anyways, I was concerned why he was calling me so late since I know he lives in a rural area by himself. So I thought he was just calling the last person who texted him. That's so real. She said, are you dying? Hello? He started telling me he had a conversation with classmate regarding me and our relationship, me and the classmate. I was nervous, but also excited because it would have been the first time someone returned feelings, but then the professor said he was jealous of the classmate. I felt my stomach drop because that was a weird thing to say in the moment, but I decided he meant that he was jealous of still being single. But then he goes, I feel like I have a rivalry with classmate's name. Literally didn't know what else to say. Does he mean that he's jealous that I'm accepting classmates' feelings and not his? Then he asked me if I would consider him the professor. Mind you, even if I did make jokes with him, I still saw him in high regards as an elder. Plus, he was 2 decades older than me. Y'all, hold on. Let me think for a second. How long is a decade? Yo, we gotta leave the children behind. I'm one of the kids. I'm not gonna lie. How long is a decade? Shit. Hey, Siri. 10 years? Wait, really? I was about to say 24. Oh, yeah. I'm cooked. Please, leave the kids behind. They could do an extra year in 1st grade. Leave them behind. Mind you, I went to college prep, middle and high school, and I have a college degree. This is so sick. Don't even know how long a decade is. I'm cooked. So 2 decades. He was 20 years older than her. Oh, girl. I can't do it unless he trying to give me some money. I'm not dating an older man. It's some fine older men, I'm not gonna lie, but you too close to my daddy age. I'm not dating my father. That's weird. Like, me and my mom are 25 years apart. Like, I'm not dating anyone 25 years older than me. That's no. Sometimes even 5 years is too old for me. It depends on the person. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you are a little cook. How old are you? Oh, I like a man that's older, but not that much older. I can't do that. I don't know. I don't know how people doing it. I don't want to date my dad. I'm sorry. What are we talking about? He proceeds to tell me all the features he likes about, but lingers a lot when speaking on my body. Oh, disgusted, I tried shooting him down. I thought she said tried shooting him. Right. This is the worst time for my dyslexia to kick in. I tried shooting him down, to which he tells me about his past relationships with younger women. Right. Okay. I came to find out later that one relationship he told me about was with an ex-student of his, who he got together with while she was actively taking his class. Call the administration. Get bro kicked out, because that is an imbalance of power. Honestly, I don't really care about the whole professor-student relationship as long as you're not in this professor's class. When you're in their class, cut that out. Cut that shit out, because you're both cooked. It genuinely is an imbalance of power, and like, I feel like you as a student would never know if the professor is going to hold anything against you. Like, even if they're not, like, even if they're genuinely a good person and like you guys fell in love, blah blah blah, it's just that like there is that imbalance of power. So if you and the professor are kicking it, just keep it at a minimum until you leave the class. It's 1 semester. That's it. Then y'all can go on y'all date. Like it's not, you couldn't wait 16 weeks? Like, it's not that long. What is that, 4 months? You can wait 4 months. It's really not that long. And you got the breaks. It's gonna go by fast. You'll be okay. You can wait 16 weeks before you go on a date with your professor. It was also the time when I found out that after I rejected him and saved myself by dating the classmate, he moved on to other female students younger than me to hit on them. Mind you, she's 24 at the time. I just feel like if you're older, if you're dating anyone younger than 25, it's giving weird. Because 25 is when your frontal lobe develops. If it was a couple years ago for me, I would have said 21, because like that's drinking age. But no, you're still underdeveloped. I feel like people shouldn't date anyone older than them until their brain has fully developed. And your brain doesn't fully develop until your frontal lobe is done cooking. And you're still cooking until you hit 25, 26. So I just feel like you shouldn't be dating anybody younger than that age, because they're still cooking. And like, it does give pedophile, unfortunately. It does. It's like, what do you want with this child? Like, obviously some people are very mature for their age, but also there's still going to be this childishness to them. And I feel like until they've hit that like real world, real life experience, you're just not gonna have anything in common with them. Like, you will, but like there's just, I just feel like there's always gonna be this imbalance. And this is just a personal thing. Like, obviously there's people who have the biggest, wildest age gap and they're perfectly fine. Like, you know, what works for you works for you. But I just feel like as an older person, if you're gonna seek a younger person, then, like, even saying that sounds weird. If you're an older person and you're into dating people that are younger than you, like drastically younger than you, obviously you can date people younger than you, but like if you're into age gaps, that's what I should say. If you're someone who's into age gaps, whether you're young or old, you should not be doing age gaps until you turn 25. That's just my like point of view. But I also just am not into age gaps. I'm sorry, I'm not dating my daddy. Like, that's just, I'm not dating my mom, I'm not dating my daddy. Even my older brother's age, he's, how old is he? He just turned 30. I thought he was 27. Oh my gosh. Mind you, I turned 25 this year. Ooh. That's a big age for Elmo. I don't know if I want that one yet. My frontal lobe is cooking. It's cooking in there. She getting hot. My forehead actually is hot though. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's only 5 years. Me and my brother are only 5 years apart. I guess that's a good age gap for me. I just have to not think about how old they are. You know? Like, dating a 30-year-old? I know. I think my issue is that I don't think I would have anything in common with them because of where I'm at in life. But I think that's just more so of like a stress issue. I feel like because I feel like I'm not financially stable and I'm not at the point in my career that I want to be in, I feel like if I dated someone older than me, then they would have their life together and I would feel inferior to them simply because they have their life together and I don't. Because I felt like that even in college with people who were the same age as me. I felt like if they like seemed more put together in life, then I was inferior to them and I would feel nervous about liking them or like wanting to date them because I would feel inferior. And I just feel like even if it wasn't, I feel like I would have to be shown that that wasn't the truth, you know, because 9 times out of 10 it's the truth. 9 times out of 10 nobody has their life together. I'm not gonna lie, nobody has their life together. You don't gotta believe what you see on social media. You don't gotta believe that front that they put up. But it's okay. It's okay to have to stay at your parents' house. It's okay to have to, like, it's okay to not own your own home. Like, the earth's gonna blow up soon, y'all. We all need to lock in. We all need to realize that the earth is cooked. Our economy is fried. If you live in the US, you already know what's going on. Like, we're not returning from this. It's over. Have y'all watched The Simpsons? The world is on fire. Our country is cooked. There's nothing left for us. So go live your life, okay? Go live your life. Stop stressing. This is mostly for me. I need to stop stressing because that's why I be depressed, because I have so much stress in my head. Go smoke a blunt. Like, really, like, it's really, like, it's all so simple. Like, life is not supposed to be this hard. We came out of a womb naked. They tell us to put on clothes. We have to pay for food. It grows out of the ground. Think about that. Does that make sense to you? No. We as a human race are cooked. We've been cooked from the start, ever since we got rid of the bartering and trade system. Ever since we started doing this coin stuff, collecting taxes. Whatever happened to I'll paint you your family portrait and you give me 2 of your chickens? Whatever happened to that? We don't do that anymore. Now it's, oh, give me $5 million for a 3-bedroom apartment. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, the economy is cooked. It's okay. Nobody has their life together. It's fine. That low-key might have been my frontal lobe speaking. Now that I think about it, I don't know. I just think I'm actually really smart. But yeah, my ex used to say I was intelligent or something like that. She might have been onto something. I'm not gonna. Let's finish the story, because it's not over. It's not over. I just be going on tangents. Let's finish. Some he was more persistent with, and the one who did house sit for him had found questionable stuff in his house. He might just be a pedophile, y'all. We all collectively informed the school about it, but he's still teaching. I only got information about my rights to report misconducts, but no answer on whether they'll remove him. They've spoken to him on the matter of being too close to students, but he never mentioned hitting on female students. I tried my best to urge them not to let him continue teaching, but it looks like they're not going to do anything about it since it wasn't actually in front of a class. What school do you go to? They need to be shut down. The whole school needs to be shut down because what? You're not removing him because he didn't do it in front of the class? He's still doing it behind closed doors, which is even worse, actually. He's doing it where people can't see him. They can't cry out for help. Is that not terrifying to you? He's still professing there? School needs to be shut down. Get rid of it. Burn it down to the ground. Start a new one. OP says, like, come on, people. He's a creep. And then they say, if you're wondering why I didn't report him the first time, it's because I wasn't sure where, or if he had done it to anyone else. Especially the fact that he left me alone once I was taken. I chalked it up as something weird to happen in college. That's fair. I only started to report him once I realized he did it to other younger girls since it affected me a lot mentally afterwards, and I couldn't stand to hear more suffering afterwards. Yeah, the professor is weird, and your student, I don't know, the Title IX office definitely should have done something about that. I don't know, like, what? I don't know, sometimes the Title IX office, they don't be doing nothing for you. You'll be reporting stuff, and they be like, what do you want me to do? Oh, like, what are you here for? I thought you were here for the students because something bad is happening to me and you're on the professor's side? Question mark. Who's paying your bills? Because it's me. The students are paying your bills. Remember that. When you get your check, as you work as a professor and as you work in Title IX, remember that you're only getting your check because you have students to teach and you got old people, rich old people that is sponsoring the school. That's the only reason why you're getting your check every week. Title IX needs to do better in every school, honestly, because you're supposed to be here for the students. Also, like, obviously some situations are like kids, students be dragging things. Like, everybody be dragging stuff sometimes. Sometimes it's just like, calm down. But, like, it's just, like, there's no actual space for one or the other, you know? I feel like there's always, like, places like, oh, yeah, we're here for you, you know? We're doing this, blah, 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 for the students. And then it just be lies. They be lying. Most of the time, they be lying. I'm not gonna lie. It is most of the time, unfortunately. That's how I felt about my counseling center at my school. Not that I went often. I didn't have any issues with them, but my issue with my school was that there were a lot of suicides on my campus, and I feel like their approach to it was very minimal. I feel like if you're having, almost every year that I was at that school, somebody killed themselves. And I just feel like that's not, you know, like, you know, like, that's not okay. And I just feel like, there should have been more of an approach to, like, push students to get, like, counseling, you know? Like, I feel like there needs, because they have classes, like, especially as freshmen, where you have to take them, you know? I didn't have those. They just implemented that at the university that I went to. But they had started giving freshmen a freshman 101 course or class or whatever, which I wish I had, but it's to help you navigate college life. And I feel like if they don't already, which I don't know because I didn't have the class, if they don't already, they need to either throw in a mental health section, or they need to have a mental health class or like an online assessment, something, because sending out a statement that the counseling center is always open for you is not enough. Just because the counseling center is open doesn't mean that I don't want to kill myself. You know, like, that's not going to make a difference. It's really not. And I feel like there's a lot of students on campuses that feel like they are alone. They feel like they can't go to anyone, even if the counseling center is open. And also with some schools, they don't have counselors that they might feel safe with. You know, like, I was grateful because my counseling center had Black women counselors, and especially for POC students, it's important to have staff that looks like you, because sometimes you genuinely feel like certain situations would only affect you as a person of color. Like, some situations will only affect Black people, or some situations will only affect Asian people. Like, you know, like, so I feel like a lot of schools need to implement more people of color into their faculty, especially in places like that where it's like the counseling center or the disability center, where like, you know that, okay, there's at least one person that looks like me, and I might feel comfortable going to them to talk about the issues that I'm having, you know? And I feel like that's really important. Someone that's LGBTQ, like, you know, like, those are all important faculty and staff to have, you know, because everyone needs to feel included. That's also another reason why a lot of people don't reach out, is because they don't feel welcome, or they don't feel included, or they don't feel like they belong. Like, I feel like a lot of years in my college life, honestly, the whole time I was in college, I felt like I wasn't supposed to be there. And maybe I wasn't. Maybe that was my gut telling me that I shouldn't even be in college at all, but I stayed because I wanted to please my parents. They weren't paying for school, but I didn't have any other options really, because I didn't want to work. So I didn't know what I was gonna do. But like, my whole time there, no matter how many friends I made, no matter all the people I met, you know, no matter who I related to, no matter the amount of counseling I got, I always had that feeling that I don't feel like I belong here, you know? And to this day, I don't know what that stemmed from. I don't know if, like, I genuinely just wasn't supposed to be there, or if it was just like, I just felt left out and alone. I don't know. But even though I did get counseling, I didn't get as much counseling as I probably should. But also, there's limitations on a lot of schools where, like, you can only have a certain amount of sessions, which I think that also deters people from counseling. Obviously, sometimes you can get like emergency sections, or if your counselor feels like you need more sessions, then they'll add more, like, without like charging you or whatever. But I feel like it's like, what is the help of the counseling center if I can't actually get the counseling that I need, you know? But yeah, I just feel like a lot of schools need to do better at actually being there for their students. Because what do you mean you went to Title IX and you told them the professor was trying to shag the students and they didn't do nothing? Hello? I have the messages of his text messages at 10 p.m. at night. Those is after hours, okay? That's too far after hours. It's like, okay, close to 8 p.m., you know, that's like a late text. You know, professor, I just have one more question before you go to bed, you know? 10 p.m. at night. No. You have to draw a line somewhere, and that's where the line has been drawn, for me at least. Like, y'all looked at this situation and said, we don't have a case, sorry. He's good. He's a great professor. He can stay. You know, nothing to worry about. It's fine. Oh, he did this to 6 other people within the past 5 months? No, it's fine. It's fine. Like, what? What is your issue? I love saying that now. What is your issue? No, but actually, like, what is your issue? Do you hate your job? Do you hate students? Like, it's just, a lot of kids don't feel comfortable. And if you don't make the children feel comfortable, that's when they start killing themselves. I'm just saying. So how about we lower suicide rates? How about we lower gang violence rates? How about we lower serial killer rates and actually start caring about the children? Leave the kids behind. If they have to take another year of 2nd grade, that's okay, because they need to know what a decade is. They shouldn't be making a YouTube video at age 24 asking Siri how long a decade is. They should just know that. Not saying I should have gotten left behind, because I was actually a very smart kid. But I just feel like there's a lot of kids that don't need to get left behind, and we gotta draw the line somewhere. I already started school late. That was me getting left behind, actually. That's probably what it was. But it's fine. I made it through, and I have a degree that I don't want. It literally just sits and collects dust. And they was all upset with me because I don't have my legal name on my degree, and I'm very happy about it, actually, because people still be talking about, Yeah, I got Lilo on my degree. Lilo's not my legal name, but it's my name. It's the name that I chose myself. My name is Lilo. It is the name that I gave myself, and that is the name that I like to go by. And it is the name that is on the degree that I didn't want. So, and it's gonna keep collecting dust under my bed. That's it. That was long. Ooh. Sorry guys, that was so long. I'm gonna hate editing this tomorrow. Anyways, I'm gonna go play Sims, so I'm gonna stop playing on you guys' internet and I'm gonna go. If you liked today's video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to see more videos from me. Share this video with your friends if you're feeling extra. And yeah guys, I hope everyone has an amazing day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.